Dandelion Princess here, and welcome back to Disney Magic, where each episode I talk about a different Disney movie. Today I'm going to be talking about Frozen. Now, I'm going to be clear here in saying I was definitely not planning on talking about this particular movie so soon, just because there are other movies that I wanted to talk about first. But Frozen 2 is coming out this month, and I do want to talk about it when it comes out, so I figured it'd be good for you guys to know how I feel about the original before I actually do end up talking about Frozen 2. Now, Frozen is one of those really strange movies. If you ask different Disney fans how they feel about Frozen, they pretty much either absolutely love it or absolutely hate it. And though, of course, that isn't the case with absolutely everyone, I do feel like most people fall into one of those two extremes. When it first released, Frozen became a pop culture phenomenon practically overnight. It even became Disney's highest grossing animated movie and held that title for quite a long time. In fact, it only just now lost that title to The Lion King remake. But don't worry, Frozen 2 is waiting right around the corner to reclaim its title.
Long live the king.
Seriously though, to this day, I don't quite get how Frozen in particular got to be so popular. Don't get me wrong here, I do like the movie. But it's just a little strange to me that out of all the Disney movies, this is the one that sort of stood apart. So, just a quick recap. Frozen is about two sisters, Elsa and Anna, who get separated by their parents at a very young age after Elsa accidentally hurts Anna with the ice magic she has. Because of this, Elsa basically grows up in fear of her powers. And after their parents' death, Elsa has to become queen of their kingdom, Arendelle. Once it's revealed to everyone that Elsa does have powers, Elsa runs away and it's up to Anna, along with the characters she meets along the way, to go convince Elsa to come back to Arendelle. By the end of the movie, Anna ends up sacrificing herself to save Elsa, but Elsa is able to make things right, and in doing so, she learned how to better control her powers. So, right away, seeing the trailers for this movie back when it was coming out, I was really excited for it. I just love it when there's some kind of magical, mythical element to a story, such as certain characters having powers or something. And honestly, looking at the other princess movies that Disney has made, this is something that they really hadn't dived into much. Now, going into the characters of this movie, there are quite a few. Of course, there's Anna. Honestly, I really did enjoy Anna. I really liked how fun and quirky she was, and how all she wanted was some human contact. You could really see through the movie that she really did want a better relationship with Elsa. Sure, she's a bit naive, and the whole situation with Hans, I really can't blame Elsa for saying what she did to Anna and basically not letting Anna marry him because they did just meet. But I also get the place that Anna was coming from. After not having much of a connection with anybody, yeah, the first guy that you run into is gonna be grade A marriage material in your eyes. And to be fair here, I really didn't think Hans had any malicious intent. So yeah. Going into Elsa, I really liked how they handled the situation with her powers. Her having this emotional attachment to these gloves, like they were her security blanket, I think was really smart. And honestly, it really does bring into question her parents' decision to separate Elsa and basically isolate her and give her the gloves in the first place. Obviously, making her hold her power in was not the solution. I don't quite get the situation with Arendelle though. I mean, I understand that Elsa set off an eternal winter in Arendelle when she ran away, but how did Elsa not really realize this? And yeah, I know that at this point in the movie she doesn't know how to unfreeze anything, but I find it hard to believe that she wouldn't go back to Arendelle and try to help. If that day, when Anna tried to convince her to come back, Elsa didn't accidentally hurt her and Anna basically just went back and became Queen of Arendelle, the kingdom would still be in some big trouble. It's one of those situations where it's like, I get it, but at the same time, if the movie didn't play out the way it did, well, there could have been trouble. I did actually really like Kristoff. Him and Sven were pretty fun characters, and I definitely liked seeing him and Anna together more than I did Anna and Hans. Now, this leads into the situation where I thought things were gonna go way differently when it came to the situation with Hans and Kristoff. I thought it was actually gonna have to be a situation where Anna had to pick who she liked more and who she wanted to be with. So yeah, in saying that, yeah, I didn't see Hans becoming the villain. I didn't expect it at all. Now, I do think he made a fairly good surprise villain, as there are a few things he does during the movie that definitely lead you down the path of, oh yeah, there's no way he'll be the villain. What I do like, though, about the situation is that Kristoff wasn't the one who saved Anna. And to this day, we actually don't know if he kissed her if it would have worked. So I really did like that detail. I know that quite a few people are kind of split on Olaf. Some think he's really fun and a good side character, good comic relief, and others border on he's kind of annoying. I don't know, I thought he was a pretty fun character.
Did Elsa build you?
Yeah, why?
Do you know where she is?
Fascinating.
Yeah, why?
Do you think you could show us the way?
Yeah, why?
How does this work? Ow!
Stop it, Sven. Try and focus here. Yeah, why?
Going into some of the themes that this movie has, it has some good ones, such as, of course, true love conquers all, be yourself, don't run away from your problems, all good things, but definitely nothing too complex. Which is fine, but there you go. The one theme that I actually really do like that this movie touched on was the love between Elsa and Anna, showing that love between sisters is just as important. And though this isn't the first Disney movie to tackle family values, it definitely doesn't come up a whole lot. So let's talk about sequels. Of course, we already know Frozen 2 is coming this month, which never surprised me whatsoever. I mean, considering how well the first one did, I knew right after watching it that it would eventually get a sequel of some sort. Just like I knew that Frozen would be a world in Kingdom Hearts 3. Honestly, I can't wrap my head around the fact of how many people were convinced that Frozen wasn't gonna be a world. I mean, come on. Disney didn't become the monster of a company it is today by being stupid. But that aside, For the sequel, of course, something that I'm really hoping gets dived into is Elsa's powers. We basically got to know nothing about her powers in the first one. All we know is that she was born with them. So I would definitely like some further explanation on that. And to be fair, it seems that Frozen 2 is leaning in that direction. I also love the idea of Elsa maybe not only being able to control ice, but other elements too, such as fire and earth. That may or may not be the case, but it would definitely be interesting if it was. I also definitely want to see more of Kristoff and Anna and see their relationship go a bit further. I can practically see a situation in this movie where they end up getting into a huge fight, like in the middle of the movie at some point, and it's practically to the point where they're not going to be together anymore, but then something happens that brings them together again. I can just see that happening to add some extra drama into the movie, since they're going to be starting out the movie as already a couple, and usually when that is the case, Disney likes to try and sprinkle in some sort of drama there. Honestly, I would say that Frozen does deserve a sequel. And I think that the sequel has the potential to be even better than the first one. I think Frozen was a really good movie with some nice animation. I mean, some of the moments are actually really, really pretty. And even though it's been a few years since it came out, it still holds up pretty well. It also has some really good music. I mean, I know everyone's sick of hearing Let It Go, but it is a pretty good song. And so is Love is an Open Door. Even though I hate the fact that Anna sings it with Hans and that she doesn't get a song with Kristoff, it is a really nice song. All in all, I think I'm gonna have to give Frozen 8 out of 10 Mickeys. It was definitely a good, fun movie that doesn't overstay its welcome. Honestly, the movie is actually pretty short to me. But to be fair, I do have to admit that I think Frozen was kind of overhyped back when it came out. I really enjoyed the movie, but like I said earlier, I don't quite understand why this movie in particular got the attention that it did. Honestly, Frozen just felt like Disney being Disney. It felt like your standard run-of-the-mill Disney movie. Definitely one that will turn into a classic, but nothing too particular or special stuck out to me to give it cause to be so popular. But that's just me. So, with all that being said, here is my memorable moment from Frozen.
Do you like it?
Like it. I love it! I could kiss you. I could. I mean, I'd like to. May I? Me? I mean, may we? Wait, what?
We may.
What do you guys think of Frozen? And are you excited for Frozen 2? I know I definitely am and can't wait to talk about it when it comes out. Thank you guys for watching and see you guys next time.